Could you picture yourself living in the middle of nowhere, nestled within the dense forest of Poland? This was once the life of Bronislava, a remarkable 100-year-old woman who lived in this quaint self-made cottage alongside her husband and their son Heniek. This traditional home, crafted with love and hands worn by years of labor, stands as a tribute to their simple yet fulfilling existence, isolated from the chaos of the outside world. Yet, ever since 2014, the cottage has fallen silent, its once warm and inviting presence now a spectral reminder of days long gone. No laughter, no footsteps, no signs of life reverberate through these woods anymore. The silence, deeper and more profound than ever before, envelops the area, creating an aura of mystery and melancholy. Today we embark on an adventure, hiking through the untamed wilderness to reach this remote and abandoned cottage. We are captivated by the chilling allure of its preserved state. Within its time-worn walls, Bronislava's belongings remain untouched, frozen in time. As nature reclaims the building, and mold and humidity encroach upon the cottage's interior, it becomes clear that time is running out for this hidden gem. Join us now as we delve into the past, illuminating the history of this Polish family and capturing the essence of their secluded yet rich lives before it fades away into the silent embrace of the forest.
So right now we are in the middle of nowhere in Poland. We're in this forestal area. We just parked our car right here next to the road. We're gonna start our hike to an abandoned time capsule cottage, and supposedly everything is left behind in here. The only thing is, my contact said he doesn't have any recent information on this place, so let's hope it's still possible. We're just gonna make the hike, and this is part of the exploring. Literally nobody here.
Yeah, well, there are houses right over there.
Yeah, that's the thing there. We're gonna pass one house. I think they're not really used to people in this area, so we gotta be a little bit cautious over there. The neighbors actually have the radio on. That's the dog. Right now we're just gonna follow the trail all the way until we actually come to the abandoned cottage. Looks like we spotted an urbex highway over here.
Yep, there is a pathway. And do you hear that?
Yeah, that's a train.
Yeah.
It's actually not far from the railway to train.
Deers in the wild, man.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably spot several.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that people once actually took this way to get to their house. Walking the right way.
Yeah, man, it's just this pathway, that's it.
It's crazy to imagine that this was once a driveway, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's quite magical to see such pristine nature over here in Poland. It's definitely the most beautiful forest where we've hiked in so far.
I do think in general, the most beautiful forest I've ever took a hike. I mean, I really like this open spot as well.
Yeah.
I do think I start to see buildings over there.
Whoa! Look at these mushrooms. There we are. And if we're standing still for a little while, so serene.
Yeah, there's literally nothing.
Nothing around this place, so secluded. Really special. We just camp here with our tent and then explore the abandoned building the next morning. Wow. I think that is definitely the house over there.
Yeah. First building. Ooh. I don't think we can even walk in there, or at least if you want to get covered with cobwebs, but...
This was just for their animals, for their cattle. There was a lot of hay. And yeah, on the ceiling there are a lot of cobwebs dangling down.
Well, and then maybe that building?
It looks close, but you never know. Ah yeah, easy like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was just for animals as well. They clearly were farmers.
It smells so, I don't know, really gives me that farm smell, man.
A lot of hay in here. I think my guinea pigs will love it.
Yeah, for sure. Mine as well. Let's just first do all the outer parts and then start doing the house.
Yeah, I think the cottage is definitely the highlight.
This was the main pathway once.
All right.
This was how they would come over here.
Yeah, well, those are all just chats, man. Like, it's all gonna be the same. I think we're not really gonna find any equipment or anything like, because then it would have been the big barn over there.
Well, I saw, is that like a license plate over there? This one. There are some tires in here.
Yeah, and there are some coats hanging as well. And this children umbrella.
I mean, also over here, man. It's like the really old farm.
Yeah, it's kind of a workplace.
Yep. Oh, the smell of abandonment.
Really different urbex smell than usual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did they used to hang eggs over here? Why did they put this here? I have to say, I understand why they build wooden houses in Sweden. Because it's really hot in here. And in Sweden it can get very cold. But here in Poland, guys, you can probably see it in my face, like it's 34 degrees Celsius today. And it's just a really, really hot condition to explore in. So we're taking things easy. We're slowly gonna walk to this abandoned cottage. That's definitely gonna be the highlight of today's video. The roof is actually from wicker. And you can tell that it's very damaged. I'm not sure if there was even still a door inside, because I only see these curtains hanging here. Oh, there is a door. And it has a padlock.
Try to look behind it.
You're not gonna be able to open this up. But maybe through a window. We found this window to be open, guys, and this place, honestly, is completely untouched. Maybe the most untouched with the most details that we've seen so far in Poland. So there we are, and look around you.
Just came in inside of this living room, I think. It was like a living room at least.
There's so much to point out. Let's just start off over here in the corner. Still got the sofa. We got many clothes littering the sofa as well.
Yeah, like they've just been thrown over here, you know. And you can see woman, man, all the religious artifacts.
Yeah, religion was clearly of importance to them.
Catholic religion. Look over here on the lamp. Have you ever seen that?
These buttons, right?
Yeah.
They just stick them onto the lamp. That's how important religion was for them.
And again, the Pope as well.
And look, this is actually from the first communion, it's saying.
Yeah.
Beautiful. with the picture of this boy still there.
'98.
Look, Kochana Mama, 26th of May 97.
Heniek is the name. This is quite detailed.
That's from 2004.
Alright.
Also, in here, everything is filled. There's even this poster of Tom Cruise.
Also here, blankets.
Well, mostly tablecloths.
And look at the glasses. Definitely grandma living in here.
Hey, we also found these wooden eggs in the last location.
Yep.
So maybe that's something Polish, because I've never seen those things in an abandoned place before.
Well, actually, I do have them at home, but yeah, my mom really loves to decorate during all the festives. Yeah. The holy water bottles, enough of them at least. Look at here. Grandma shoes.
I also really like the lamp here in the middle.
Yeah, it's quite detailed, right? Quite nice. Actually, we find quite boring lamps inside of Poland. That's empty. Ugh.
That is very moldy.
Alright. The fridge was not emptied out. Well, alright, you first want to check out the glasses that are still left.
Look, a roaster right next to it. A very beautiful old picture. Portrait of those two people, and I think it was on their wedding day. And then also inside this wardrobe, still plenty of clothes are hanging. Check that out.
Beautiful, right? In the middle of nowhere. But these clothes still hanging in the wardrobe, man. And they are still in a good condition.
These are quite modern clothes for a farmer.
Yeah.
There's also still a pram standing here with two dolls inside. And I'm not sure, but it looks like this was part of a stove.
Yeah.
Maybe it's continuing in the next room.
We've seen that design before, but...
Well, let's go to the next area. We've not seen it yet. So it's all gonna be a total surprise. All right. There we are. What we noticed in Poland is that there are often a lot of clothes outside of the wardrobes and that is a little bit trashed. But furthermore, yeah, everything is still there. So you gotta see over that little mess of the clothes to see the real beauty of the place.
I mean, it's still in a very good condition. The razor wire from Philips, still with the hairs on them, damn.
Those are all fake plants. Another doll over here. They definitely also had grandchildren or little children living here, growing up. Whoa, calendar date over here says 2014 is the date of abandonment.
Would absolutely not say that, right?
That's not even a decade. 9 years of abandonment. And look how deteriorated the parts are. Black mold is coming inside. It's in a very rough shape.
It is in a very bad shape. I mean, I honestly do think that, I don't know, it's just due to structure, how it's built and the materials that have been used, that this can decay very quick.
Yeah, since also the roof is just made out of hay, or like the wicker roof. So it can actually deteriorate very quickly because rainwater is easily coming inside through that roof.
Yeah, I'm curious. A freezer over here?
No meat, luckily.
No. I do think the place would smell very bad then.
Yeah, I once had it with a friend. You were not there, but when we opened it, it was the worst smell I ever experienced. It was horrible. Alright, now we're coming to the main door that we couldn't access. So this was once the main hallway of the place. Oh, look over here. Hats hanging up.
Yep. Damn. The shoes are still over there, all the cans. There is an attic. Should be over here. Do you think I can open it up?
I don't think so. And also all the cans, well, the jars are standing in front of it.
Yeah, just leave it in. Yeah, electricity is shut off, of course.
Definitely not working anymore. All those codes are just hanging here. Watch your step in this room. It's actually quite funny to see this. So over here I think used to be the part where they cooked.
Yep.
I think there used to be some kind of furnace, or at least a plate where they could heat up all the dishes.
Exactly, exactly.
And over here they had a little stairs going down in a very own-made basement where they actually preserved and stored all the canned food products for the scarce times during winter.
Yeah, because like we said, in Poland the winters can be extremely cold. Yeah, all the food products are still there. As you can tell, right over here. What are these called in English?
No clue. You sometimes have very specific questions.
Yeah, but still curious.
I think the people can definitely help us on that.
People will help us with that, for sure. You know, it is a small spot, of course, but still quite cool that everything is just left in this state. Well, and we do have some personal letters. 𝗦𝘁cie, it was his name.
So a man.
Yeah. This is a man, and there was also a woman living, because we saw multiple woman clothes.
I just love how primitive this basement is, that they literally actually made a door in the floor to go there.
Yeah.
Never seen it. We've seen some strange basements in Belgium, but not like this.
No.
The next room is gonna be DK to the max. And then you're really wondering, only 9 years, guys? Dang. Oh, I even saw a rat.
Yeah?
Yeah, a rat going, yeah, now it jumped. It went there. Dang. Look at this DK, Raymond.
That is some proper DK, man.
That's incredible. That went really quick, but yeah, the window is also just open over here.
Yeah, it's wide open. Oh, the smell is also like repulsive in here, man. Look at the DK on that one. I mean, just to give an example, look how this one looks. And then look over there.
How it should look.
How it should look, yeah.
Maybe gonna be sharp. Oh, it's a frog.
A frog.
Yeah, it's not a rat, it's a frog.
Is it making that sound?
It's very camouflaged. It's quite hard to see, but there it is.
I don't know if we have poisonous frogs here.
Maybe, because it's quite dark, and I've once heard the darker the frog, the more poisonous it is. Or is that with scorpions?
I do think scorpions.
Well, I'm not going in there anyways, because it's a very confined space and there are a lot of cobwebs. But you can still see that there are some clothes over there. A very little cottage, man, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Do you think that was already it?
Well, we have the attic that we can check out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go to the attic. Damn.
Is it a big attic?
It is a big attic. It's just a complete space. Oh, it's so hot in here. Look at all the shoes, man.
Whoa. Do you think it's safe to walk over here?
I'm not quite sure, but let's give it a shot.
Definitely don't go too much to the left, because that's where the ceiling was really bad. A lot of VHS tapes on the ground over here.
Yeah, I know that you want to go over there, because there is one thing you really like.
Whoa!
Look at the pram.
That's a really cool find. Well, first we have this fake deer head over here, but check that out. That one definitely comes in the top 5. Wow.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah, that one is really unique, especially also with the color scheme. Really unique.
And the jackets as well.
Yeah.
Hanging over here.
You can see this is actually all just
hay.
Well, not even. How do you call it? Like grain?
Let's walk to the other side of the attic, because there is another side. Look, that's kind of cool. Somebody drew this over here. Probably the child. Yeah. Yeah. Well, over here, just some, yeah, what is it even? Like bed linen, sheets.
Very old bag. Look, it's like a rabbit. Oh man, I'm dying up here. It's so hot.
It's extremely hot. It's 34 degrees outside, and believe me, that temperature over here is not pleasant at all. All right, then heading back down. Then the final thing we are going to show you is, look what we found. A Polish passport. And let me show it to you like this.
This was the woman. 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝘆𝗶.
This was the woman that lived in here. Because this is an old picture.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I must say it was a small shed, but really enjoyed
cottage.
it. A cottage, yeah. Sheds and a cottage indeed. It was quite small, but I really enjoyed it, man. It was very in touch for Poland. Like,
Yeah, especially this room where we're now standing. We just wanted to end the video right here.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it was a beautiful spot, man. You can really tell that this was a family living over here.
And also the fact that it's so secluded is the result that this place is so untouched.
I mean, I do really think that not a lot of people have been here after
No.
it's been abandoned. Like,
Definitely not.
definitely
Clearly
not. So yeah, it was very cool. Really enjoyed it. Hope we will find more spots like this in Poland, but I'm not quite sure about that. So if you really enjoyed it as well and love all the efforts that we take to eventually go to these places, because believe me, it was really in the middle of nowhere. It was a long drive, but we made it. We made it, and a long hike as well. If you liked it as much as we did, then you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment right down below, ring the bell notification button right up there. And by the way, we also offer YouTube memberships. So if you want to get early access to our content or even get exclusive content, you can find it also right down below in the description. And with all that said, we will see you on our next adventure in Poland. Peace out.